2K Sports and the PGA Tour are delighted to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth. And it's hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hey Luke and Rich, I'm looking forward to treading the fairways again with these two because they were absolute fire the first time round, and I have a feeling that after their exchanges on social media it'll be even more spicy out here.
All right, Rich, your thoughts?
When they last played, Xander had the edge, so I expect someone has something extra to prove out there this week.
Yes, well, I don't want to cop any flack for this one, but Xander's going to kill you softly all around the course. Well, take us through the approach shot. It's not easy to run the ball onto the green.
It's not. Your approach shot has to come in high and soft with a lot of spin, as there's just not much depth to this green. Not much movement either, fairly flat, although there is a ridge that bisects this green in two. You want to make sure that you're on the correct side of that ridge to have a good opportunity to make the putt.
What are we looking at for this putt, Henny?
He's paced it, he's read it, it's time. Little 27-footer. This is their look at birdie.
That's frustrating. Just 4 feet remaining between him and the hole. Starting the round at even par.
That's a rock solid par right there.
He finds himself tied for 6th. The second hole is a long par 3, old typical Redan style at 230 yards.
Yes, the green runs from right to left and chases away from the player on the tee. You can hit it short right and have it bounce on to the flag sticks that are on the right. However, when they're in the back left, you don't want to come up short and left in a low area. That'll leave a very difficult up and down.
Oh, I like the look of that shot there, Beamer.
Love watching this player around the greens.
We'll now move over to Xander Schauffele.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Oh, stop it. What a way to make your par.
And this is why you got to keep your foot on the gas at all times. These guys and girls are good.
Justin Rose currently on top of the leaderboard here. Rich, the first exposure to the famous lake here at Arnold Palmer's Bay Hill Club and Lodge is the third.
There's a lot of intimidating tee shots on this golf course, Luke. This could be number one. Water down the left-hand side you obviously want no part of, but if you miss it right in the rough, that is very gnarly and nasty to come out of. The green works away from the player, moving from right to left. The miss is out to the right, but watch out. It's awfully quick coming down that green. Don't chip it or putt it in the water.
Putting for birdie. That's tracking. Oh, well played. Currently 1 under for the tournament. The first of the par 5s, Rich, the 4th hole.
Yes, Luke, you got out of bounds on the right-hand side that shouldn't come into play for the players, but those bunkers down the left-hand side certainly will. If you get a good tee shot away and you find the fairway, the second shot uphill to this par 5, you can reach, but still lots of trouble lurking around this green.
Getting ready to play their third. Only 1 shot off the pace. Oh, that was pure. Now heading over to Xander Schauffele.
He's 1 stroke behind his rival in this event.
That looks to be a fairway finder to me. Let's get back to it, shall we? And this putt to move into a share of first. And with that putt hold, it's back-to-back birdies. And with it, he'll move to a couple under par. The fifth at Bay Hill is the shortest par 4 on the front nine, measuring just under 400 yards, Ridge. Placement off the tee, critical here.
It is. It plays straight downhill the entire way, so most players not taking driver out and challenging those bunkers. Lay up short of those, and you'll have a short shot to a green that once again chases away from you at the back end of it.
Now that looked pretty good the whole way.
Long way away from the hole if they want to make the birdie, though.
Setting up here with a very long putt. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? And the putt drops, and we're moving on. We'll now move over to Xander Schauffele.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
And after that effort, this is how the leaderboard looks. Now we head to the famous par 5 sixth, Rich. A lot of players are thinking birdie, maybe even eagle.
Out to the right, most definitely the widest part of the fairway, just left of the left-hand bunker out there. We'll leave a layup out to the right, and then you just have a short pitch on from there. This is a really solid birdie opportunity.
Well, every week there's a certain bunch of players that everyone keeps an eye on. This one seems to be exactly in that company. One of the strong favourites to win, don't you think, Rich?
Without a doubt, the best player all around on tour in my mind's eye. It is no shock to see them contending for the lead once again.
That's a big time putt, that one. And their rival knows it too. They heard the cheers. Why not take another look at that effort?
What an amazing putt from way out.
Current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead. Let's have a look at the 7th hole of par 3.
Finally, you have a green that pitches back towards you ever so slightly, Luke, but still coming into it with a good 6-5 iron from 195 yards. It's still a difficult task to get it close.
Needs this to kick a bit left. And this putt is for a big 2 on the scorecard. Oh, what a shame. That would have been a nice one to hole. Now heading over to Xander Schauffele.
He's just coming off a drop shot on that last hole.
Let's see if we can get this one up and down for par. If my eyes didn't see it, I wouldn't have believed it. That'll help make a big move. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. The par 4 8th, Rich, challenging tee shot and approach.
Love this tee shot here, Luke. The fairway camber's pretty good from right to left, kicking the golf ball towards that bunker. So make sure to take one less club off this tee. From there, you make sure that you take enough club for your second shot to carry the front edge. If not, that golf ball will come falling back off the green into the drink.
Yep, that one's on the dance floor. You can 2-putt that for sure.
Already made a few birdies today, and this is another good look.
Oh, almost went in. And back to the course with the live action. This putt coming up is for birdie. Ooh. And that should secure the par on this one. As we move along to the next hole, they're currently tied at the top of the leaderboard with John Rahm. Let's take a look at the final hole on the front nine, the 9th, and what a tough tee shot it is.
It is it ever. Players want to avoid the bunker down the left-hand side, so inevitably they push it out to the right-hand side, into the rough, into the trees. Now they've got really very little chance of reaching the green in 2. So this is probably the most difficult tee shot on this front 9, and one they have to find the fairway with.
Just needs this one to kick right. sitting at -4. Currently tied for top spot. Let's see if you can make this and keep the par on the card. I like the look of this. Not sure if they understood the lie of the land there, Rich. Trailing by a stroke after that hole. As we step into the second 9 here, Rich, and the short par 4 10th.
Players have looked at this hole differently over the years. It used to be just a layup shy of that bunker down the right-hand side. But with a favorable wind, we're seeing a lot more players take out driver and take it over that bunker, leaving a very short second to a green that is slightly elevated.
From around 140 yards here, just one stroke back and right in it. This is looking pretty good in the air. A wonderful shot and a chance for birdie here on the 10th.
And a fantastic look upcoming.
Well, what a way to bounce back. Nice putt to hole. And that will take him to 4 under. We'll now move over to Xander Schauffele.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Well, this one's going right at the flag. It's time to check on the leaderboard. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. The par 4 11th resembles the par 4 3rd, doesn't it? The big lake on the left-hand side.
It does. It just has a little more landing room here on the left-hand side, however. But if you lay back, be prepared to go in with a long iron. If you take the driver out and successful, you now turn this challenging hole into almost a birdie opportunity.
Going with the 9-iron, I think. That was a bit of a miscue.
Shocking. A missed green in regulation.
And here we are with the 3rd shot. He's right in the hunt, just a shot off the pace. Oh, wouldn't that have been nice? Oh, I don't mind this par putt. Looking at the scoreboard, they currently sit in 2nd place, behind Jon Rahm. And the 12th hole, Rich, similar to the 4th hole. Arnold Palmer is really starting to mimic front and back 9s.
He does. It's kind of the same thing. Out of bounds out to the right. You got to avoid both those bunkers there, both right and left. You find the fairway. Again, 2nd shot slightly uphill to a green that sits above you. One of the big dangers here, though, is going long. That is a big no-no to miss it long on this 12th.
The great Severano Ballesteros inspired an entire generation of European golfers, particularly his own Spanish golfers, and I feel that we might even have the best Spanish golfer of all time in Jon Rahm, Rich.
I absolutely agree with that. I believe in the game right now, Luke, that if there's one player that all others are fearful of when they get on top of the leaderboard, I think Jon Rahm's name would be #1, because he seemingly has 0 weaknesses. I can't find a single one. I look at his game, and it is so complete. You just get envious of it, don't you? Because it is so good everywhere. Off the tee, iron play, the short game, the mentality, the vision, the imagination. He's got every single tool that you could possibly want in this game. He is by far, I believe, the most complete player in our game today.
Yeah, it certainly feels like we're in the Jon Rahm era right now. And that one's headed to the drink. The lies aren't too bad here in the first cut of rough. Now heading over to Xander Schauffele.
Coming off a bogey on the last hole.
16 feet to the hole.
This is what they have left for par here.
Yeah, that's never nice. Putting it off the surface, that hurts. Let's return to live play now. What's in front of them, Henny?
Has to putt this one downhill.
Just didn't drop. This next putt is for bogey. Well, that hole's behind us. More to play. And another of the uphill par 3s, the 14th, Rich.
This is such a difficult hole because this tee shot lines you up over on the left-hand side where you'll find those bunkers. But if you bail out to the right, well, now you're running into a low area that you have a pretty difficult chip shot to a green that historically is the firmest and fastest on this golf course.
This would be a momentum saver here, getting this up and down.
5 feet coming up to the cup.
An important par save.
Ooh, right by the hole. And this one will be for bogey. He's currently sitting in third.
Moving down the leaderboard, Luke, never a good thing.
As we get into the closing stretch here at Bay Hill, the 15th, the par 4.
Strong par 4, your dog legs from left to right. Don't miss it out to the right in that bunker. Not only are you hitting your second shot out of the trap, but also you've got some magnolia trees to deal with. This is a very difficult fairway to find because that fairway does chase away from you just over that bunker. This is a very strong par 4.
Okay, steady now. He's got a par putt here. Let's see if he can make it. We'll now move over to Xander Schauffele.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Managing to maintain their position on the leaderboard. Well, one of the great parts of the finish here of Bay Hill's Club and Lodge, Rich, is the fluctuations in scoring, and it all starts here at the par 5 16th.
Luke, you got to take advantage of this par 5. It's just over 500 yards. Find the fairway. Don't flirt with either of those bunkers out there. Second shot should be with a middle to long iron to a green that's surrounded by water on the left and bunkers on the right. But still, it's a great opportunity to make 4 or better.
Oh, almost an Albie. How good was that shot? Well played. What an eagle. And that will take him to 5 under. The par 3 17th, Rich, has got a wonderful atmosphere around it. It looks visually quite stunning, but my word, it's a brute.
This hole causes more stress for the players, I think, than any other hole on the golf course, with possibly the exception of number 3. This green is nearly impossible to find as it is so firm historically through the years. You find the green, you make your 3, and you're smiling earlobe to earlobe.
That's outstanding. Mark that down on the highlight reel. This putt right on 10 feet. A good one to make. Mark it down. That's birdie number 5. And that will take him to 6 under. And maintaining top spot on the leaderboard after that. Rich, as we head to the finishing hole here at Bay Hill, a famous finishing hole, so much drama over the years, predominantly by the great Tiger Woods. But most of the drama starts off the tee.
It does. This is actually a semi-blind tee shot. There's a mound down the right-hand side of the fairway where you can't see the golf balls land, so players won't know whether they found the fairway or missed it right or even out on the left-hand side. Most iconic moments in all of golf, in my mind's eye, Robert Gomez holding his second shot here back in 1990 to claim the title.
And he can win the event here if he can hold this putt. Oh, just missed. And now to win the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Oh, size them up for the red cardigan that Arnold Palmer made famous. You are the Arnold Palmer Invitational champion. Congratulations.
And what a week it was. A fantastic victory. Sensational victory on arguably one of the tour's hardest golf courses. Way to go. Great win.
And I got to give props to my boy in the booth, Rich Beam. I think you picked this one at the start of the week, didn't you?
Luke, it wasn't a difficult pick, let's be honest. This player has been consistent all season long. Getting the victory, no surprise whatsoever. Really good stuff.
Well, that just about concludes our coverage. On behalf of Rich Beam, I'm Luke Helvey. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. 2K Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is delighted to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Players' Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey, alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course, following our featured group.
Hi Luke, I'm very happy to be following this featured group because there are rumours of a rivalry brewing between these two players.
Well, this week, Henny, it looks like they're intending to beat the big-hitting Brooke Henderson. She might be a kind Canadian, but certainly a fierce rival.
Yeah, she's not going to say sorry. Just make sure you don't look in her trophy cabinet beforehand because you might get intimidated. There's some big major championships in there. Brooke Henderson, speaking of big, hits it big, got big game, and is just so lovely on top of it all. I almost don't want her to be beaten.
Yes, she's a born winner, isn't she, Brooke Henderson? This is going to be a tough rivalry, but one if you can win will certainly build your confidence. Going for this green in two, Rich, it's an exciting but daunting task.
The green is minuscule from back in the fairway. You know that you have a little bit room over to the left, but you're going to fall off into a low area, and if you miss it out to the right, you're going to find a very deep bunker on the right-hand side of the green. There's really no great miss around here, but if you're going to go for it, you have to know that your short game is going to bail you out no matter where you miss it.
Here's Brooke Henderson's next shot. That's inside the range.
And a chip in, Luke, just what the doctor ordered.
Okay, let's get back to it, shall we? All right, Henny. What's he got in front of him here with this putt?
Just got to use the touch of a feather. Barely has to blow on it. This is just downhill. Rolling end over end. This putt's looking great.
Just a 4-footer remaining.
This for a birdie run.
And there it is.
I like it. 2 in a row.
Solid play finds that player moving up the leaderboard after that hole. Let's take a look at the par 3 third. Straight away mid-iron to short iron shot.
Such a cool little par 3. Love this green. There's a low section in the front and a high section in the back. And anytime they put the pin all the way in the back section of this green, well, I tell you what, good luck on you. If you miss this green long and or left, that bunker sits some 5 feet below the surface of the green.
And the players left with an opportunity to get up and down here from the sand. Oh, what a super shot.
What an amazing play out of the greenside bunker. Up and in the hole. Nicely done.
Always love these opportunities, especially when it's for birdie.
Looking better.
That's a lovely putt to make for birdie. Take some pride in that one. And now at 3 under overall. Well, the fourth is another great example that it doesn't need to be a long par 4 to be a testing one. This fourth can be menacing, can't it?
Just a small little twisty par 4. Just going to take out a fairway wood, find the fairway, and from there you're going to have a small second shot, probably a wedge. 3 distinct sections to this green, the front, the right, and the back left, and all of them have their difficulties when hitting your approach shot into them. However, in my mind's eye, if you find the fairway, you should have a decent look for birdie.
This one is chewing fiber.
You can mark it down. That's birdie number 4 today. And with that, he'll move to 4 under par. All right, Rich, the par 4 fifth. A strong hole, this one, isn't it?
Huge mounding down the left-hand side that you want to avoid at all costs. The bunker down the right-hand side, to be fair, is not that bad. But a little further right of that, though, that's the water. You want no part of it. Second shot is downhill to a green. To be fair, that's mostly flat, runs from back left to front right, but one of the more benign greens on this layout.
And now over to Brooke Henderson's next shot.
Yeah, she's down, she's behind, her rival's scooting ahead. Let's see what happens.
This has eyes for the hole. And back to the play, shall we? Right on 4 feet. Should make this one.
Little birdie look in here.
And racking up their 5th birdie of the day.
This guy is putting the lights out of it this week.
He's currently tied for first.
And after that good play, moving up the leaderboard.
Oh, that is crushed. And Henny, what's he looking at here?
Setting up from about 100 yards. Wow, very aggressive play on this approach, putting some pressure on their rival Brooke Henderson.
Well done. Take the birdie. And that will move him to 6 under par. And after that hole, he's now alone at the top of the leaderboard. As we go from a wonderful little par 4, we go to a challenging, longer par 4, the 7.
And as you can see, there's a long fairway bunker down the left-hand side that makes you believe there's more room left than you actually have. It's just not there. Players should be looking a little bit further right. If you find the fairway, your second shot should be straightforward. In fact, Luke, I made a 2 here one time, so that shows you how simple this hole can be.
Why don't we catch up with Brooke Henderson?
She's trying to pull ahead in this group rivalry. Let's see what happens.
No, that's too bad. Okay, let's get back to the action. An opportunity for a birdie here. Ouch, that hurts. That's a disappointing par in the end after such a terrific shot in. The 8th hole, a long par 3 stretching 240 yards at its maximum. It's no sleeper, that's for sure.
I don't find anything sleepy about this hole. The front of this green is so narrow. There's no place to land it, especially when they put the flagstick there. This hole will grab your attention, as it should, because it's a long iron to a sliver of an opening. Even when they put the pin on the right-hand side, you want no part of it. The center of the green all day long here.
Trying to get it to 7 under par with this putt.
Looking great now.
Didn't quite have the right stuff there. Well, that's a momentum maintainer. Well done. The final hole on the opening 9 at TPC Sawgrass Stadium course, Rich, is a clever 3-shotter.
Par 5, 583 yards from the back. Most players will play this as a 3-shotter. Just find the fairway out to the left, second shot out to the right, sets up a very simple third shot to a very narrow green. Miss it right or left, good luck getting it up and down.
Well, that's a handy shot. Rich, Canadian golf has had a number of people to be able to hang their hat on over the years. Obviously, most recent on the men's side, Mike Weir is a major winner, but the impact that Brooke Henderson has had on the game seems to have been even more significant.
It has been, and she doesn't carry the mantle just for women's golf in Canada. She carries the mantle for Canadian golf in general. She's such an amazing, delightful young lady to be around. Her personality is infectious. She's just a good soul, and she carries that around to the golf course. I mean, 2-time major winner. But what I'm impressed about most with her game, Luke, is the fact that, you know, she is such a long hitter in the game. You don't quite see too many women in the game right now that they don't talk about hitting it long like we do in the men's game. But make no bones about it, she hits it a long way out there. That gives her a massive advantage over some of the other players, and that's why she is such a prolific winner on the LPGA.
Lining up the birdie putt here.
Their short game has been very impressive. They've been really sharp today.
That was a gallant attempt. Just a tiny putt is all that remains. And now over to Brooke Henderson's next shot.
She's currently trailing her rival. Let's see what happens here.
And that shot goes in. That'll be a birdie. And that moves her into the top 5 for the tournament too. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. There's some birdie holes out on this course, and the 11th is certainly one of those, but there are some troublesome spots if you get out of play.
There definitely is trouble, but the thing I love about this hole the most, Luke, is that there's so many different ways to play it. Most players will take driver off the tee, but from there, now it's anybody's ball game. You don't have to go for the green on the second shot. You can lay it up over the left. You can lay it up over to the right. You can lay it up long left. There's so many different ways of attacking this hole. Each individual is going to do it differently. I love the second shot on this hole.
That's nicely done. And this putt is for a big 4 on the scorecard. Looking really good, this one. That's a good putt to make. That sets the great players from the good ones. And that will take him to 8 under. And after that performance, they'll stay right where they are in the standings. Well, the tee shot is all that matters on the short par 4 12th. Most players can reach the green. It's just a decision whether the player goes for it or not.
They can, but they better be aware that there's a lot of danger up there. Water left obviously is no good, but even bailing out to the right in those dunes, in the mounds, and little pot bunkers on top of those mounds, well, forget about it. That's not a good space either, especially since the green does run pretty hard from right to left. If you want to take this hole on with driver and expecting to make 3, well, you need to realize that a 5 and a 6 could be easily made as well.
Good chance, this one. Right on 6 feet.
This for par.
Good putt, that. Why don't we catch up with Brooke Henderson?
She's currently in 4th place.
Henny, what does that lie look like?
She'll probably be better off if she just throws this out. I mean, this is really just not nice at all.
Let's take a look at the leaderboard. The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Well, as you start to head for home here at TPC Sawgrass, you're blessed with this wonderful par 3 13th.
And this is a really cool par 3. You've got 3 distinct areas on the green, front right, all the way on the left-hand side, and the back right. Wherever they put the pin is going to dictate what shot shape you want to have into that green. I think it's a really cool design because it requires you to think about how you want the golf ball to land on the green and the way you want it to bounce. I think Pete Dye did a great job in designing this green.
Putting for birdie here.
Oh, they're going to walk this one in.
Look at him just surging ahead at the top of the leaderboard. Now 2 shots up after that one. There's a few birdie opportunities out of the gate here on the second 9 at TPC Sawgrass, but it really starts to toughen up down the stretch, starting here with a difficult par 4 14.
Difficult tee shot on this, playing some 481 yards from the tip. You find the fairway and you've got a decent chance of finding the green with your second shot, but if you're out of position anywhere on this hole, your number will go up exponentially.
Lovely effort, that. This putt is about 15 feet to the hole.
All right, guys, this for 2 birdies in a row.
It was on a good line. And that putt will drop. Well done. And still in top spot after that hole. Keep it going. That was wonderfully done. Sitting at 9 under par, currently in the lead. Going with the 7. Hoping for a bounce here, preferably to the left. That's well played. Anything on the green from there was fine. What have they got in front of them here, Henny?
Setting up this putt 25 feet from the cup.
Oh, so close. An opportunity to make their par. Currently in first position.
3 holes remaining. This is what it's all about. Time to see who is going to get it done.
Wonderfully played. Rich fortune favours the brave at TPC Sawgrass, but no more than here at the 16th.
You better be confident in what your abilities are, because if you get it wrong, you'll find out in a hurry with this second shot here at 16. You miss it right, you're in the drink. You miss it left, you're going to be in some mounds. You can catch a nasty lie, and that's not any place you want to be. It really is a difficult shot from over on the left-hand side. One of the most underrated, difficult shots on this golf course. However, you're brave, find the center of the green, make eagle, well, life's good.
A chance for a birdie if this goes down. And now over to Brooke Henderson's next shot.
She's currently in 5th place.
Gee, that'll keep the momentum rolling, Rich.
And now this is why you can never get comfortable, even if you're leading a PGA Tour pro. This is what they do. They mean business.
All right, Rich, you've stood there, you've hit the shot. Take us through the par 3 17th.
When you play here in a practice round, it looks like you could just throw it on there. But when you're in a tournament round, it doesn't even look like it exists. The hole changes so much when the tournament starts. That's what I love about it. You just add 35,000 people who are having some fun and ready to heckle you if you knock it in the water. Good luck. Enjoy.
And a chance to ice the tournament here. Holding the lead, playing the last. Not bad. Well, if you find yourself in the fairway, Rich, at the final hole at TPC Sawgrass, you've obviously navigated a very tough shot. There's just one more to play.
There's one final test. The second shot at 18. Water ever so close to the left-hand side. Green has a lot of movement from back to front. Find the right.
And that'll do it, Rich. Players Champion. That's one of the elite wins in their career.
Winning the Players Championship, Luke, is easily as good as winning any major, because the field quality is so amazing. This is going to speak volumes for this player and the career going forward. This is a heck of a win. I can't wait to see what they produce next.
Well, Rich, after that hot start, it's probably little surprise that this player powered through to victory.
This player absolutely dominated all week long, all tournament long. Great job. You don't see this happen very often.
Well, on behalf of myself, Rich Beam, and all the hard-working folks at HB Studios, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. UK Sports and the PGA Tour, proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today's coverage of the Valspar Championship is about to begin. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group.
Hi Luke, great to be here. As this event kicks off, our featured group consists of 2 players who appear to have entered into quite the rivalry.
So it looks like they're trying to beat Colin Morikawa this week. That's ambitious. Seems like a friendly duel from the outside, but could create some extra sparks today.
I almost just have to laugh. Someone saying they're going to beat Colin Morikawa. Does that even happen these days? He's one of the most consistent players on tour. I don't know that he's beatable.
Well, he's been accused of having a balky putter occasionally, but you're right. iron play as good as Tiger Woods in his prime. The short game's irresistible, but I think the most impressive thing about young Colin is his mindset. He's got a 40-year-old mind on a 20-year-old body. No wonder he's winning at a decent rate of knots. Beautiful shot.
And that should calm whatever nerves this player has. Nice opening hole.
Water is a feature here at the Copperhead course of Innisbrook Resort, Rich, and it comes into play at the second.
Downhill tee shot. You want to keep your tee shot out to the right as best you can to take out the trees that hug the left-hand side. Green sits well above the player's second shot. They won't see how close they hit it from the fairway.
That was a beauty. Looks like a pretty straightforward 5-footer to me.
He's staring down a birdie putt here.
Now over to Colin Morikawa.
He's 2 strokes behind his rival this week.
Colin Morikawa setting up his shot. So after that effort, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Currently 2 under for the day.
Always like to see your name moving up the leaderboard. Never a bad thing.
Sometimes you hit some good ones, sometimes you hit some bad ones. Few players in the history of the game have had a bigger impact so early in their career than Colin Morikawa, Rich. Some comparisons go as close to Tiger Woods.
As they should be currently right now with what he has done in the game so far in his young career. He's come out each and every week and put pressure on every single player because of his ball striking and because they know that there's no weaknesses in his game other than sometimes the putter. But when you hit it as good as he does, you're bound to make a putt now and again. And each and every week when he shows up, players on the driving range are looking at him going, okay, he's here. I got to have my A game.
Certainly feels like sky's the limit for Colin Morikawa.
2 major championships under his belt right now. Surely more in his future.
Going with the 6-iron here. Great shot. Trying to get it to 4 under with this putt. Looking really good. Oh, what a shame it didn't drop. But that looked good the whole way. Managing to maintain their position on the leaderboard after that effort. Stretching out over 600 yards means the par 5 fifth is no snag.
It is. Luke, I rarely say that par 5s on the PGA Tour are challenging, but this is definitely one of them. It's an uphill tee shot and a second shot that is downhill moving from right to left that's completely blind for these players. There is a tree about 100 yards out, which is going to be something they aim at when they lay up. Third shot, though, is very basic, down the hill to a fairly flat green surrounded by some bunkers. More than likely, most players are going to have to lay it up on this par 5.
This putt just 5 feet away from the hole. Nice one. 4th birdie of the day.
Got to say, putting this well from this distance is a huge confidence booster.
The 6th hole at Innisbrook's Copperhead course, Rich. It's a challenging one, isn't it?
If you find the fairway off the tee here, you are an amazing human being. The fairway tilts from right to left very significantly. Holding the fairway is almost impossible.
And they're playing from about 140 yards out.
Puff of wind blowing right to left.
Chosen the pitching wedge here. Should find the green here. Oh, they're dialed in. It's an absolute clinic.
I tell you, you just dream about days like today. Greens and regulation, spot on all day. Awesome.
Okay, time to return to the action. What an opportunity to make a birdie.
Right over the spot they were looking at.
Oh, how about that one?
Back-to-back birdies moving the right direction there, Luke.
Standing on the 7th tee, players get to breathe a sigh of relief having the 6th behind them.
You know, Luke, this is sneaky hard, to be fair. You don't need driver, and so you might get lulled to sleep a little bit by taking 3-wood out just for position. Any misses to the right or the left, and you'll be blocked out by some pretty gnarly trees. The green tilts from right to left ever so slightly. And watch out for those deep bunkers fronting this green. They'll grab your golf ball in a hurry.
A chance to move to 6 under the card with this putt.
Get the fist pump ready. This looks like it's going in.
Now leading by 1 shot. Well, if you haven't felt snake bitten already, the 8th at 230 yards, Rich, will certainly get you.
Everybody loves a 230-yard par 3, don't we, Luke? They're just wonderful, wonderful designs, and I'm laughing because this is nearly impossible. This green is just a sliver up there. A high shot moving a little bit from left to right is an absolute must on this par 3.
Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
And how did that shot impact the score? Let's have a look at the leaderboard. Our current leader is enjoying a 1-shot lead. Ball striking continues to be the order of the day as the players arrive on the 9th tee, a par 4.
Yes, just thread those bunkers off the tee shot somehow with the driver. Second shot is going to be straight back up the hill. And once again, with the pin position over on the right-hand side, players will be unable to see where their golf ball pitches. This is a quality par 4. This one's got eyes for the flagstick.
Oh my, right by the hole. Now over to Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, he just made bogey on that last one.
Well, that's comfortably on the dance floor. Well played. Oh, lovely looking shot into birdie range here at the 9th. 8 feet to the cup.
Looking for another birdie here.
The putt drops, and that's back-to-back birdies. And that will take him to 7 under. The back 9 at Innisbrook's Copperhead course begins with a par 4.
Straight down the hill these tee shots go. That bunker down the left-hand side should see a fair bit of action. If you leave it out to the right-hand side, there's some trees that are overhanging and will block out your second shot. This green tilts pretty good from back to front.
Well, with a pocket full of FedEx Cup points over the last half a dozen starts or so, this player certainly has been delivering consistent results and pushing for wins or winning, Rich. Do you expect that to continue here this week?
Luke, absolutely. Week in and week out, this player has consistently performed at the highest level. I got to believe he's a lot of people's favorites to win this tournament.
Sitting at -8 for the day. Very few parts of the golf course make you feel comfortable, but chance of birdie at 11.
Finally, we have a birdie hole. Just avoid that bunker down the left-hand side. Find the right-hand side of the fairway, and you can go ahead and chase one up there. Even if you can't get it on the green in 2, that front bunker is not a bad leave. But beware, there are some trees over on the right-hand side that could block you out.
Here we have the second shot into the 11th. Oh, well played. Getting ready to play their third.
Wind moving the golf ball left to right.
The perfect wind swing. Nice and easy.
And a chance to reach 9 under for the championship with this putt. It's got a chance. Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
Who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
Yes! And he dances his way into the top 10 after that delightful shot. Our leader is up by 4 shots now. Well, a birdie's also in your heart, standing on the 12th tee. A short par 4, Rich. Decisions to be made?
Just a long iron or a hybrid for this tee shot here, Luke. Second shot, you're coming in with some kind of short iron to a green that's protected by a deep bunker in the front.
No point hanging on to that one. You didn't hit your best there. And what's in front of them there, Henny?
Our wind's just going to knock the ball down. It's straight at the back.
And here we are with the third shot. What a shot.
Nothing like it. Good stuff.
Oh, I'd like to have one more look at that shot.
I'm glad we get to see this again. This one should be practiced at home.
And with that hole behind them, they currently lead ahead of Tiger Woods, who's second. Lucky 13 for some. This par 3 plays 200 yards.
Luke, this tee shot is about as hard as 8th grade algebra. It is absolutely mind-bending. It doesn't look like much, but that green absolutely... I think the green is made out of Gore-Tex. It repels golf balls.
Not a bad play, that one. Now over to Colin Morikawa.
He's currently trailing his rival. Let's see what happens here.
Never mind. Just go and make the next one you stand over. Let's get back to it, shall we? Henny, you've had the chance to have a look over this one?
Careful not to leave this one short. It's back uphill and nothing worse than leaving an uphill putt short.
That was a narrow miss. Our work here is done. Let's head to the next hole. The second of the back 9 par 5s, Rich 14. There's plenty to it.
Only the biggest hitters in the game can reach this one in 2, so any tee shot just out to the right is ideal. That way it leaves an easier shot out to the left for your layup. The third shot will be going downhill to a green that tilts from back to front, guarded by a deep bunker over on the left-hand side. You find the fairway with your second shot, you've got a really good chance to hit your third in there close.
Uh-oh. This one's headed for the rough.
Well, that's certainly showcasing all their talents there. That's impressive.
2 big hits there, knocking it on this par 5 and 2.
That's disappointing.
Well, I think they fell in love with the line, forgot about the pace.
And this is quality play, still on top of the leaderboard. The long par 3 continues to be a feature here at the Copperhead course, and 15's no different.
It is. Thankfully, though, this is the flattest green, or one of the flattest greens on the golf course here. It's basically just a long iron down the hill to this flat green, but don't miss it left. That is no good.
Let's take a look at Colin Morikawa. Oh, no one likes a plug lie. Really, just getting it out of the bunker is a big deal here. Oh, a lovely opportunity to save par here. Just didn't drop. Putting for a bogey. And looking at the standings now, and they're currently in first place, ahead of Tiger Woods, who's second.
3 holes remaining, Luke. This is getting awfully fun.
That's tidy. Playing from around 160 yards. Looks to have chosen the 7-iron.
All right, we're going with an extra club here.
Well, that was fantastic. What a shot from the leader. Just 6 feet between he and the hole.
What a great opportunity here for a look at a birdie.
How did that miss? Well, it was a wonderful approach shot, wasn't it? But unfortunately having to settle for par. The Copperhead's penultimate hole is a good par 3 playing up the hill.
It's a tough tee shot, plays longer than what's on the yardage. Any pin that's in the front part of the green is a difficult one to find as the green is so narrow.
Outstanding shot, high quality.
And as good as they putt, you almost have to guarantee this one.
Oh, this will be good for the momentum. Let's make this birdie putt.
Short game has been especially sharp today, Luke. Very impressive.
A 7-footer right here. Oh, gee, that line was looking good, wasn't it? Now let's switch our focus to Colin Morikawa.
Now, who'd have thought we'd see this? He is behind his rival. Can he do the catching up that's necessary?
And now we can take a look at how that play affects the leaderboard. Our leader is enjoying a 3-stroke advantage. The closing hole of Innisbrook's Copperhead course is also the final hole of the Snake Pit, and this one here has everything going against it.
Lay it back and you're going to have a long second shot back up the hill, but if you take driver and find the fairway, you'll be rewarded with a very short second shot.
Oh, he's been putting on a clinic all day. Another beauty by our leader. All right, let's keep the focus here. This is to win the event. Ooh, right by the hole. All right, one down. Let's see if they can take the next opportunity to close out the win. And as that putt drops to the bottom, Rich, they are now the Valspar champion. What a performance.
Yeah, what a performance. What a win. I mean, just this player was just amazing all week long.
And Rich, credit where credit's due. I think you picked this victory.
Well, even a blind squirrel gets an acorn every once in a while. No, listen, this player's been there all season long. They're just one of these rare players that is seemingly in contention every time they peg it up.
Well, that's all we've got time for today. On behalf of myself, Luke Elvey, Rich Beam, Henny Koyak and John McCarthy, plus all the hard-working folks behind the action at 2K Sports, thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time. Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, is proud to bring you the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. We're at the Valero Texas Open. Today's coverage is about to kick off. I'm Luke Elvey alongside Rich Beam in the booth, and it's a hello to Henny Koyak down on the course following our featured group today.
Hi Luke, I'm very pleased to be covering this particular featured group because there's a fresh rivalry developing. I smell rivalry in the air. It's going to provide some great entertainment to both the spectators and us this week.
Yeah, so this week their goal is to beat Jon Rahm. Henny, that is by no means an easy feat.
No, if Jon Rahm is fired up, sparks could fly, you want to be out of the way, and he's just going to go straight through like a Spanish ball.
Yes, he's fire and brimstone, isn't he, Jon Rahm? All the Americans couldn't beat him in a Ryder Cup. This player, well, it's an ambitious rivalry to say the least. Currently 1 under for the round. Let's head across to the second, which is a par 5, but a long one, stretching over 600 yards.
Straight away for the most part, but there's a lot of danger both right and left here. The fairway bunkers down the left-hand side shouldn't really cause an issue. However, the second shots, the layup zone, there is a deep bunker on the right-hand side that could be brought into play. The third shot is to a green perched well above the fairway, and it's actually a double green. This green is also part of the 7th green.
We'll now move over to Jon Rahm.
He's got some work to do, but he's only one back from his rival.
And there it goes from the sand. And back to the course with the live action. Getting ready to play their third. So much easier when you roll like that, isn't it?
You better believe it is great stuff to watch.
Rich, let's head to the par 3 third, the first of our shorter holes.
You really hope that the wind is not blowing into your face on this tee shot and making it that much more difficult and longer. This green's perched up high. There's runoffs all around the left-hand side and the back portion of it, and obviously you want no part of coming up short. Players that find this green will find it difficult to two-putt as there's lots of humps and bumps and swales in it.
So no change on the leaderboard for this player after that hole. The fourth is one of the stronger par 4s at TPC San Antonio, stretching 485 yards.
This is a very narrow driving area, especially where that fairway bunker comes into play down the left-hand side. Second shot is to a green that runs from right to left with a deep bunker down the left-hand side. Anything missed out to the right is no bargain either, as there is a runoff area out to the right-hand side. This is a difficult par 4.
Playing within their comfort zone there. And this putt is for birdie 3 on the scorecard. Ooh. And just about 8 feet left to the hole. Nice line. Yeah, nothing to sweat over that one. Well holed. Let's go to Jon Rahm.
He's currently in 4th place.
Let's catch up with Jon Rahm. This one looks to be heading towards the green. Oh, that's stealing one. A birdie against the runner play.
Wow, what can you say? Holing it out from the fairway. Every player loves that feeling. What a shot indeed.
The leader now has a 1-stroke advantage. Well, TPC San Antonio gives you a few chances to get after the golf course, Rich, and right here at the 5th, there's a decision to be made off the tee.
This is an excellent opportunity to be brave, knock it on with the driver. If you lay back with an iron, a very straightforward pitch, but I just don't see the players wanting to lay up.
That one's heading down Broadway. After a very consistent run of play over the last half a dozen starts or so, Rich, this player's coming with a whole heap of confidence, and they look to me to be one of the players to beat. Do you agree?
We've seen this player time and time again contend for tournaments, and it is no surprise to see him doing it once again this week. It is so fun watching this player. They're in top form.
He'll have to work extra hard to get out of this one.
Looks like they have a bad lie here in the sand.
That is a touch of class from the bunker. Let's catch up with the current proceedings. This one's for birdie. Leading by a shot after that hole. Time to see what this par 4 has in store.
Players must find the fairway, avoiding that bunker down the right-hand side, but from there, second shot is up the hill to a green that runs away from the players ever so slightly, but still going in with a short iron into this par 4. A birdie is definitely makeable.
Choosing the 9-iron here. Should find the green.
Luke, that did not end up where you said it was going to. It's in the rough.
Close to the surface here, the green side rough. Well, you like the look of those hands.
Yes, very smooth tempo there on that chip.
The par 3 7th, Rich, has this big cavernous bunker that sits right in the front center of the green.
And it's a triple tier green as well, Luke. It shares it with the third hole. Anything missed out to the right will be fine, although you'll be in a low area that will be difficult to get it super close. But yes, you must avoid the bunker on the left-hand side. It is cavernous, as you say.
Didn't quite get the approach close enough, so a long putt in front of them.
This is what they have left for birdie here.
Ouch, that hurts. It's just about 3 feet away. Good looking putt. We'll now move over to Jon Rahm.
He's 1 stroke behind his rival in this event.
And after that effort, that's how it looks. No movement up or down on the leaderboard for this player. Ooh, bold play here. Going with the chief off the tee. That drive heading straight towards the cut stuff. Let's take another look at Tiger from earlier.
He's a sharp shooter from short range, isn't he?
And back to the play, shall we? You know, the Valero Texas Open is such a hugely popular and famous event in this great state of Texas. I know as a proud Texan, Beamer, this was one you wanted to win at some stage in your life. You get the cowboy boots for winning here, but TPC San Antonio, it really sorts out the players, doesn't it?
It does that and possibly more, Luke. I have to say that coming to this tournament, since its inception here at TPC San Antonio, I was a little dumbfounded on exactly how to play it because there was danger everywhere. It's just one of these golf courses where it's relentless, where you just don't feel like you stand on any particular shot and feel like it's easy. Like you can breathe easily and go ahead and let it go. Maybe on 1 or 2 holes, but that's about it. There is danger seemingly everywhere, especially off the tee around this golf course. Most notably, the 9th hole, where one player hit his first shot to the right, and then it stayed right, and then stayed right, and then all added up to a 16. So there you go. I think that's the highest score ever recorded at a PGA Tour event as well, a 16. Where? At TPC San Antonio.
That's a good-looking shot there. Playing this shot from about 180 yards. He's currently tied for the lead. Opting for the 6-iron.
Needs a little members bounce to the right.
Jon Rahm watched that one all the way. Great approach shot. This player is definitely upping the pressure in this rivalry.
This one's looking good.
Appears to have overcooked this one. A par putt awaits. That gets the job done. Well, a lovely position for this player, Rich. Tied for the lead as they make the turn.
Yeah, exciting position, isn't it? You'd rather have the lead on your own, but listen, tied for the lead, pretty good spot to be in. They're going to have to work to earn this victory.
That's heading for the fairway. Here we are, Rich, a wonderful opportunity on the table. The chance to go back-to-back. Just how big would that be?
Obviously massive, but I'm very impressed. They've put themselves in a position to win for the 2nd week in a row. Impressive.
This one heading towards the green. That's well played. Pin high. That's the mark of a ball striker. Hey, that's a chance. And that putt will give them birdie number 6 on the day. And with that, he'll move to 5 under par. And after that hole, they currently lead in first place with Jon Rahm in 2nd. Another birdie opportunity lies at the par 4 11th, but players must navigate the fairway bunkers.
Tee shots must be placed on the left-hand side to get the best view and angle for their second shots, as this green sits below the player and moves from left to right. Tee shots down the right might be closer, but it's going to leave a second shot over a deep bunker and making it that much more difficult to get close.
The great Severano Ballesteros inspired an entire generation of European golfers, particularly his own Spanish golfers, and I feel that we might even have the best Spanish golfer of all time in Jon Rahm, Rich.
I absolutely agree with that. I believe in the game right now, Luke, that if there's one player that all others are fearful of when they get on top of the leaderboard, I think Jon Rahm's name would be number one, because he seemingly has zero weaknesses. I can't find a single one. I look at his game, and it is so complete, you just get envious of it, don't you? Because it is so good everywhere. Off the tee, iron play, the short game, the mentality, the vision, the imagination. He's got every single tool that you could possibly want in this game. He is by far, I believe, the most complete player in our game today.
Yeah, it certainly feels like we're in the Jon Rahm era right now. Henny, what's the player facing here?
And from around 135 yards.
Opting for the 9-iron. This one's going right at the pin here. Wow, what a shot. This putt's about 4 feet from the hole.
Their short game today has been absolutely sublime fun to watch.
Let's go to Jon Rahm.
He's currently in second place, hoping to overtake the leader.
Wow, that almost went in the hole. Let's take a look at the leaderboard as it stands. Our leader is a couple of shots up at this stage. 13's a long path for him, measuring 245 yards, Rich, but it is playing downhill.
Downhill to a sliver of a green, however. Anything missed out to the right will leave a very challenging pitch shot to a green that'll sit well above them. Come up short in those bunkers, that's no bargain either. A 3 here, you done good.
A bit long on that one. Well, this would be a good one to make. It's for par. Yeah, good putt. Well hold. Still in the lead now after that hole. What do you think of the 14th, Rich? A par 5, 575 yards.
This is a really good par 5 here, Luke. Tee shot wants to favor the right-hand side of the fairway, if at all possible, shortening the hole some 20 yards. Second shot must avoid those fairway bunkers down the right and on the left-hand side. A narrow opening to this green should players go for it in 2.
Good play there, Rich. I like it a lot.
It's an aggressive play, Luke. Like to see it on this par 5.
Didn't that look good for a long time? A birdie putt awaits. We'll now move over to Jon Rahm.
He's currently in third place.
Now 4 under par. Currently in third place. And let's see what that shot did to the leaderboard. He's currently sitting in first place. As we start heading for home, Rich, we find ourselves on the tee at the 15th.
Could be the hardest hole on the golf course, Luke. Tee shot must avoid that bunker down the right-hand side. Second shot is to a green that's perched above the fairway and surrounded by 4 bunkers that are mean. This hole could make or break a player's day.
From around 170 yards here, currently leading by 2. Terrific shot into the 15th and a chance for birdie.
Luke, nothing gets past you. Yes, this kid is a stud.
It's on a great line. And the putt drops now at 8 under, heading down the stretch.
With just a small sliver of a lead, this could go any different direction down the stretch.
Looks to be going with the 6-iron. So I might need to set. Well, there's a very good reason why he's leading this tournament, and that's Exhibit A.
It has been fantastic to watch all week long. This player is dialed in.
Oh, just missed. And this putt coming up for his par. There's been some great action out on the course. Let's take a look at this highlight from another person's play. Wonderful effort. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Our current leader is enjoying a 2-stroke lead.
2 holes to go, Luke. Can they hang on?
As we get down the stretch here at TPC San Antonio, there's a number of options that can be taken. This 17th's a fascinating hole.
Luke, if it's playing downwind, a driver is a must. If it's back into the wind, take out the iron for safety.
Lining up from the sand now. Well, you can see why he's leading. That was a shot of high caliber. It was on a good line. Just 3 feet to the cup. Let's go to John Rahm.
He's happy, just came off a birdie.
John Rahm getting ready for his next shot. Big time play, that one. At the right time too.
And look out, guys, this rivalry looks like it's going to get pretty interesting today as he's making up some ground on his playing partner.
Well, while the closing hole at TPC San Antonio can be reached in 2, Rich, it's all set up by the tee shot.
Tee shot must find the fairway. If not, you have water hazards left and bunkers right that will gobble up that second shot if you're slightly out of position.
And here we are with the 3rd shot. He's got a 2-stroke buffer. Yeah, you hit a beauty, didn't you? And it's all come down to this. Make this putt and win the event. That wasn't your best effort, was it? Hopefully they won't take that too badly. There's another chance. Well, that was a Texas-sized performance by our champion. They have now added the Valero Texas Open to their list of wins.
After this victory, Luke, I'm pretty sure this player is going to have a little bigger hitch in his giddy-up.
And Rich, I think you mentioned earlier that this player was your favourite. Well picked.
Listen, it's not a hard pick, is it? This player has consistently been there all season long. There's no reason why not to pick them to win. They just make me look smart. That's about it.
Well, that'll just about do it. On behalf of Rich Beam, I'm Luke Elving. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to your company next time.